Announcements are more fun when you can do it on a podcast. So hold on to your butts, because this episode of Dude Soup is full.
Full of butt stuff.
Full of butt stuff.
I like butt stuff.
I got poo water on the brain. That's the announcement. Is that my bathtub is full of poo water?
Yeah.
Really, it's.
Is it backing up? It's literally backing up?
Yeah.
Poo
Yeah.
water?
So like there's this funny thing with the plumbing in my place where like there's extensions on extensions because it's a California house. They just keep eating up their backyard for more stuff. So there's this nice bathroom way in the back that's been bolted on to the plumbing. And I've had issues in the past where I like take a shower and then air bubbles come out of the toilet,
Okay.
which is fun, but that usually predicates a larger problem later.
Yeah.
So that started happening again. And this morning I was going in there to do my morning rituals. And I was like, I wonder if there's an issue. So I flushed the toilet. Everything went down just fine. All right, did my stuff. Flush again. Whoop. Didn't come out, thank God.
Yeah.
Usually when that happens, it's like it's just going to drain slowly for a while.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie started the dishwasher.
Ooh, the trifecta.
Yeah. And then real swamp water came up into the bathtub. So even when that gets unplugged, I've got some cleaning to do.
Sorry to hear that.
You don't own the house.
No.
I guess you tell the landlord.
Yeah, no, I texted the
And they
the
probably
owner.
don't care.
They're gonna send out a plumber, but still, it's gonna take a day or two.
It's you.
And it's just baking in there, just stewing.
Like
Well,
you.
it's going to stink in
Fermenting.
there. It's going to stink in there. But if anything, you can probably use Fleur, one of our sponsors this episode. So you could go to fleur.com/dudesoup to get your first 3 fragrance samples at 20% off. Or maybe you could mail a letter using stamps.com using promo code DUDE for a special offer that includes free postage. Perhaps you could document all of this on a website. Squarespace would be perfect. Squarespace.com/dudesoup to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. These are all perfect solutions to the problem you have. They are also the sponsors of this episode. We're going to hear more from them later on in the show.
Thinking about a Squarespace website that just has one centered photo of a poopy bathtub.
Yeah. Well, there was a website that I used to go to called Wasted Off Butter, which had a bunch of weird experiments. One of the best one was the Jodie Sweetin experiment. I think I've mentioned it before, but some guy online pretended to be Jodie Sweetin and then made some poor sap fall in love with him.
Oh,
And did it twice. And then,
but the same guy?
No, one did this one guy and documented the whole thing, and another one was like a European guy. But it was just, the only reason it was funny is because it was Jodie Sweetin. It's like me, I'm Jodie Sweetin, and that's how the romance begins.
Who's Jodie Sweetin?
Yeah.
She's the middle daughter from Full House.
I actually had no idea. Okay, that
Yeah.
recharacterizes everything.
So it's not funny, but that's the only thing about it that was somewhat comedic. It was like, hey, I'm on this forum. I'm also Jodie Sweetin. And, part of us coming to terms with each other and like learning about each other is me telling you stories about how whatever Bob Saget was on set. So that's the only reason it was funny. And the only reason I bring it up because there were other articles where someone had a neighbor and they would hide meat in their neighbor's yard and then document that.
Okay.
So they would like take pictures of the meat, and then they would like, if the neighbor went out and would just come out and like do something with their nose, they'd be like, "What is going on?" And then they'd put that in.
Would it
post
attract
about it.
wild animals?
I
feel like that's a
don't-
fun part of it.
Yeah, I feel like that
Bears and
must have
raccoons take
happened.
over
Like,
to
yeah, a
something,
bear
yeah.
killed my neighbor today. Anyway,
Ah,
new neighbors are moving in. Can't wait to put meat in their bushes.
Yeah. Well,
Squarespace.
Squarespace is perfect for that. I'd like to welcome my guests, Matt Peak, Adam
Hello.
Kovic, and Lawrence Sonntag.
Hello.
This is
You were introducing me by the time Matt finished saying hello.
Yeah, I know. We got to move on. We got stuff to talk about. We do actually have stuff to talk about. This is going to be a little bit different than usual. We don't really have. Well, we do have a news story to discuss, but the news that supersedes that is Lawrence. I know you have something you want to share with our audience. I don't know. You can basically take it and run with it however you want to. And we're here to just kind of give you a platform to talk.
It's not about the bathtub.
It's not about the bathtub.
I was thinking about bending it back to the bathtub, but we already buried the lead enough. No,
Yeah.
I'm quitting Rooster Teeth. In fact, I already have. I was off the books as of the 15th. So I'm just here to say goodbye to everybody, to say goodbye to you guys, and to let you celebrate me as I deserve.
Today will be Lawrence Day.
Henceforth, Lawrence Day. But just in case we run out of things, I have other things to talk about as well. Ding, ringing the bell.
It's a good holiday.
Yeah. It felt like Dude Soup was, because we did the Bruce video when Bruce left, but it felt like Dude Soup was more appropriate. Dude Soup is something you created.
Probably the longest running thing I've ever. close to the longest running thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
So just to kind of get some things out of the way, it was voluntary. I'm leaving of my own accord. Wasn't asked to leave. Wasn't pushed out by anything like that. Also leaving on very good terms. So there's no ill will towards Rooster Teeth management or the people that I've worked with for the last 9 years.
It's been a decade. Yeah.
Pretty close.
My heart. And then also for Inside Gaming, Autumn's managing that now. She in fact has been for the last month and a half. Trying to transition a lot of those things behind the scenes, which is why I wasn't in front of that so much. It was basically on call, like emergency type thing. If she needed help with anything, I would swoop in and help out with it. But she hasn't because she's awesome and works really, really hard. So I have high hopes for the future of Inside Gaming. Also, now, and this is a weird way to think about it, I get to watch the stuff you guys make and have no idea when it's coming. So that
true.
Five Below, I haven't seen it yet, but I really, really want to.
It's funny. I'm really happy with it.
I called it sustainable.
Adam did say sustainable.
High marks.
Yeah. Well, I said it was a fun idea. We can do more of these. And so going back to, I guess, talking about like creating content, Dude Soup is sustainable. It's not a laugh a minute like you're killing yourself. It's not a Talkin' Stockins. Anytime the name Talkin' Stockins comes up, I go
Unsustainable.
like my heart hurts a little bit, and I'm like, there was a sledgehammer last time. I'm like, I don't know how you top
escalation.
that. That's what I mean. So it's like, I think that one of the signatures of a really good show like Dude Soup is that it has legs and it's sustainable and other people can host it. And it's like, it doesn't rely on, I need to be here every week and I need to kill myself. It's like, you can't do that for years.
Talking Stockings 5 on the back of a flatbed trailer as it goes down the highway.
So I think that came up. That has been discussed was doing it in
a moving truck.
Yeah. It was like the Jackass thing where everyone's on roller skates, but then it's also happening in a moving truck, and you don't realize like everything's locked in, and you don't realize until the first hard turn, and then like the guest is coming on. No,
and the OC Scott kids,
boom, and then it just smashes it. Yeah.
What a mess.
A
beautiful mess.
Not sustainable.
The OC Scott kids would have to be in a separate truck. They just pull up every time.
The OC Kids Ska Cam.
They changed their name. I don't think they're the OC Ska Kids anymore.
What are they? The new Boston?
That's weird because everything about it is perfectly representative of who they are.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could get closer to perfection than that.
Maybe get everything in the title. That's what I like about it.
So I mean, you are Funhaus. You shaped the identity of Funhaus. All of us here shape the identity in major ways. Peak, I know you'll never admit to it, but it's true as well.
I'm just along for the ride.
That's what he says. But
works 18 hours a day.
Yeah, it's just a ride, whatever. Just riding your coattails, guys.
You're a huge part of it. I know how hard of a worker you are. Again, talking about the sustainability of this podcast, I think it's only been sustainable because of how much you've put into it, how much effort you've put into this podcast over the years. We've seen it go through different sets, all kinds of different attempts, different microphones, like everything, phases and forms, and it's pretty remarkable to think that it's still going.
Yeah.
And I know that's because of the groundwork that you laid here for this and everything, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. I think just in general in Funhaus content, you brought a vibe that we probably would have never found. Because I feel like so often we drift away from like gaming, but you always kind of found a way to say like, no, like gaming can exist with the comedy. We don't have to forego one for the other. And I think like based off the game choices you made, the kinds of jokes that you make, the character that you portray in Funhaus, it all like creates this really nice mesh. And I do think it's part of why we are a unique voice in all of the internet, which is a big thing to say. So
I did walk in this morning, and since Lindsay has joined us, she's kind of like where you were sitting, and then Alana was sitting, and then now Lindsay's sitting there. She was like kind of making her, and there's a box full of anime toys.
Oh yeah,
anime figurines.
What am I gonna do with those?
You can take them if you want to.
Some of them were gifts and from people that like I remember, and that's more what I associate it with than having a cadre of anime women looking longingly upon me.
Yeah.
Oh,
where am I
shelves that are about to fall apart.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. That's going to be an interesting challenge on a motorcycle, but I'll figure it out.
There's no rush, of course. We can find a place for them until you figure out what you want to do with them.
As long as they're safe.
It does make me realize now though, because like, you know, like Anime Jungle downtown, like there's a bunch of cool stuff, but then you kind of go to the back and there's glass cases and it's like straight up sex, sex figurines.
Did you ever see the dude who's like got cum blasting out of his dick and he's like doing a lasso with it. Yeah, pretty amazing.
Well,
he's the one looking at the glass.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was just a reflection, Lawrence. That was a mirror.
That was me.
But
if anyone's looking for a late Christmas present, just throwing that out there.
I used to go and look at those and go like, I mean, even if you appreciate the effort, who buys these things? Now I understand. It's not the figure. It's not the cum lasso. It's the human interaction that the cum lasso represents. The memories.
It's the friends we
that
made
the
along
cum
the way.
lasso made.
Yeah, and then also that vampire girl who's got just the littlest pasties covering her nipples. But
yeah.
Oh, the Witchblade lady? Yeah, she got
that
some big
sounds
old
right.
titties.
yeah.
So, how do you maintain ever-growing bust but get your nipples smaller and smaller?
And your waist continually just.
Do you go into the doctor's office and you say, "Doctor, I want my breasts to be absolutely as large as possible, but if I cannot cover my nipples with my index fingers, it's all for naught"?
That's a good question. I feel like the functional answer is to remove them entirely, but then you lock yourself out of a lot of career opportunities.
Yeah,
I feel like.
yeah. I don't know.
Also, you want that special someone to see them when your finger slips out of the way.
Yes.
It'd be a shame to ruin that magical night.
Could you imagine that though? You're like,
I have a lot.
Like again, there's some model or whatever who's always got these tiny little nipples or whatever, and then you meet at a party, and then they're interested in you, and they like come back to the hotel room, and then she's takes off her top, and you're like, oh, there's no nipples.
Oh, it's just blank.
It's just it's just a sphere, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. You tricked me.
Yeah. I mean, the other twist there is most nipples more or less look. I mean, there's like what 3 variations.
Where are you going with? Oh, come on, Adam.
I'm just saying. You have your
I don't know that I.
You have
agree
your
with
base
that.
model, and then you have your Matt. Back me up on this.
You don't have to.
I don't know if I've seen enough nipples to
Don't-
disagree.
Oh, yeah, right.
You're being
Why?
modest.
I am backing you up.
Don't get me
yeah.
wrong; they are snowflakes in their own way, but you have a template to pull from.
Well, there's all kinds of skin pigments. There's
Sure.
You know what
there's
happens?
innies, there's
like-
outies, there's
yeah,
balloon
yeah.
knots, there's thumbs,
Puffy
yeah.
ones, you know.
There's round areolas.
I've
there's
seen ones that
oval
look like
shapes.
Hershey Kiss nipples, but I mean, like, do you go?
Like a pyramid?
Do you look at them and go, "That's what I thought"? I mean, look, there's an entire subreddit called Ghost Nipples, which is about like almost pure white nipples, which
Yeah.
is
They
like
match
I didn't
the
know how to
rest of the
term
tone.
until it showed up on the front
Yeah.
page. I go, "Oh, if you scroll far enough, you get into the quicksand."
Yeah.
And there it is.
Are all as a minefield.
Yeah.
Mostly of titties.
Yeah.
We show up there sometimes.
Yeah. Well, back to what we're discussing though.
This honors my legacy. in
I
a
was
way that
gonna
nothing
say,
else
yeah, we
could.
wanted. That's why I think part of it is we didn't want to just do a blah 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 talking about leaving thing. We wanted to still have
I almost forgot what we were talking
It's like
about.
a parade. It's a parade for Lawrence. I feel like in some
And
ways.
here
this is the best way
come
to
the
do it.
nipples.
My soul's
Yeah.
at calm now. I was honestly a little nervous coming into this, but
Yeah.
I found my stride.
Good. I'm glad. I don't know how much you want to get into it, but what are you planning on moving on to do, or aspirations or things that you have better opportunities to do now? So I just want to let you.
Yeah, it's mostly opportunity. The narrative, which I'll confront head on, is that everyone quits to become a full-time streamer once they get any amount of a following. I'm not doing that. But it will look like that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna so there's a lot of things a lot of video games I've wanted to play, got a backlog and all that stuff. And I really like streaming, so it's gonna look like that for the next 3 or 4 months. But I already have some things on deck that are in line for 2020. There's some productions I'm talking with studios about. There's some other productions that want me to come on to write. I don't know if I'm in the clear to really talk about that. I will when it happens, but I think the nearest one that I would be able to say, yes, I'm definitively doing this would be, I think, February. And in the meantime, man, I just want to play video games and hang out. Also, to some degree, it is also just me putting myself out there, showing what I've done so far, and then letting people come to me with their asks, can you do this? And then I get to wave it away or say yes and take the sacks of money.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm curious to poke into, and I'm coming in this with no ego and no assumptions, is that it'd be cool to try to get more into performance of theatric acting, I guess is what they call it. I think every living human being, you always have that tickle in the back of your brain of what if I tried, I could be a rock star, or so it's what if I tried, I could be in. My goal is Fast and Furious 11 or 12.
Okay.
Thug number 4.
Okay.
And then I work my way up the thugs.
Yeah.
All right. Then maybe I get a speaking line, but I just want to catch a fist from Vin Diesel. That'd be cool.
The whole thing, I can't even say it with a straight face. Hollywood fairy tale is that one day you are just drinking champagne off of an ice sculpture in the background of Bad Boys 2, and then the next day you're the star of Transformers.
It could happen.
It's every little girl's dream.
That's the Shia LaBeouf story right there.
Well, close.
It's pretty crazy.
But yeah,
I mean, I think everyone who saw Arizona Circle, check it out if you haven't. I think universally said your acting was fantastic, top notch. I remember when we were talking about the Teddy stuff. When we were talking about it, I think I was the one who pitched it, where I was like, you should get dark with it and like have Teddy's dad show up. And I don't think I was ever thinking like Lawrence is gonna have to act his ass off. And I don't think I was ever saying like, well, it has to be Lawrence. I think it just sort of naturally became that. But then I remember thinking, oh fuck, I kind of signed him up for this without even like, because you weren't in the writing room or anything when we were talking about that. It was just like what if we do this and it gets dark? And then who wrote that episode?
Josh. So Josh and I kind of flushed out the beats, but he like that in the car.
That was his therapy
Josh.
for his absentee father.
So then Josh is writing this stuff of like all these words, and then it's like at the end of the day, people always forget. Oh wait, someone has to read this stuff and act it out and do these things. And it was like I don't think anyone ever asked like, "Hey Lawrence, are you up for this?" And it was like they kind of threw it at you, and you took the ball and you ran. You ran a home run home.
That was a fun process. Like, because I remember you kind of telling me like, we got something for you.
Yeah.
I was like, what does that mean? And then I saw the script, and it was like 2.5-page monologue. And I was like, okay. And I remember like did the whole thing numerous times that day. And I think about half of it got cut, which is I'm not complaining about, but there was even more angry yelling and sad crying stuff that got removed for the sake of time.
Were you guys actually driving, or were people outside the car just pushing it?
It was that. Yeah.
There was a PA with a big piece of wood with a wedge. And so he would just stand on his phone and then stomp it with his foot in a kind of random pattern. My greatest regret is that we never got like you going like screaming, and then a cut, and then a pan over to the guy just stomping his foot. Like in the parking lot of Rooster Teeth. It always did the perfect thing because you took it so seriously.
We were locked in a car in daylight, and it was really hot. I was sweating, and like the paramount of acting, the thing you get an Oscar for is crying on command. We all know this. And I did it, but then I realized that it actually smudged all the makeup. So I had these streaks down my face of my like stubble just evaporating.
Yeah.
So even though I had attained the pinnacle of acting, I had to reel it back because it was slowing down everything. They had to keep applying stuff. Anyway, I'm an actor now.
No, I mean, I genuinely like you got a lot of credit for the show, much deserved. But I think the only reason that we thought that it would work is because you're still good in the pilot and you play a character almost every single day. Like a lot of people that we've talked about it before, but like we play versions of ourselves in videos and different pieces of content and stuff. I'd say Dude Soup is maybe one of the few ones where you can kind of get like, unless it's for the sake of argument or enthusiastic discussion, like a pretty clear view of who we are or whatever. But you have an aptitude for it. I think you have an aptitude for just grabbing it and going with it. Again, not to sound like a hoity-toity, but like I did study drama. Like I was like, this is going to be a career, so I should study it and I should learn it and I should participate in it and do it. And there would be people who are there with you also doing it, and you're like, they just don't understand like what makes something sound real or feel relatable. Not even real, but like feel relatable or something. Like there's something connected to it. And I feel like you've always kind of had that, which is weird considering this is kind of like not a new thing for you, but like it sounds like only until recently in the grand scheme of all of our lives that you were like, yeah, maybe this is like something I should do more.
Well, it's because I told myself that's what everyone tells themselves. And to a degree, it's true.
Yeah.
I have a theory about that. I think as part of the process of trying to learn how to be empathetic, I was always confused and a little bit envious of people that naturally could feel for others, which sounds very sociopathic. But I had a problem for a very long time of being able to empathize with other people and sympathize with them. I was always a very, like, sorry if my opinion's too rough for you, which is just code for being an asshole. So the process of empathy and identifying with people and where they're coming from had to become an active process. And I think that's just what character study is. I kind of started doing that accidentally early on. So now when it comes to playing a character or playing a role, it is the same process I go through every day to try to make myself palatable to be around. So that's hopefully I accidentally have been doing some training But I'm also looking at like schools and stuff just because now that I have time, it's something that I want to pursue.
Yeah.
I had a list of like acting schools to go to for the past year and a half because I was always curious. I just like trying new things.
Well, you mentioned it. You mentioned it like a year and a half ago or whatever. You were like, I'm thinking about doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then work got in the way, and to a degree, like there's some other health things. Just like I want to work out more. I want to eat better. And it'll be easier to do that. I know that you've kind of talked about your fantasies of just having all day to eat egg whites and lift heavy.
We can talk about that later. Well, to maybe touch on that a little bit later, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The dream of just like, the only thing you have to do today is take care of yourself is like, what? But no, yeah.
I had a burrito and a cookie today. That was good.
In what order?
It doesn't matter. I don't remember.
The time I got in the best shape of my life was between jobs.
Yeah.
So the ongoing challenge has been, how do you do it while you have a job?
Yeah.
It's tough.
A desk job of all things. Yeah. Sit in
Well,
front of this computer for 12 hours a day. It's like,
Right.
at least you can probably get a watch that tells you to stand up once in a while. You go, can't watch, I'm working.
Yeah,
And
you
you
throw the
fuck you watch.
shatters against the wall.
You do it.
Are there other things that you want to try? Like other things you haven't done?
I have some small scale ideas, and this is what kind of leans into the going to be a full time streamer kind of deal. I have a lot of ideas of dumb stuff I want to do through live streams. It's not necessarily me just playing through all the video games I haven't been able to play. A long time ago, a fan sent me a novelization of Triple X and Batman Forever, and I was just sitting
Is
and
this
I was,
fan Katie Bacon?
it may have been. I think
She
it was
sends
in
a lot of
RTX.
novelizations. She
Okay.
sent Waterworld and Die Hard recently, I think.
Well,
Those
I gotta
those are the
find
ones
those.
she sent to me.
Dragonheart, I think was
Dragonheart.
maybe something.
It may be. I don't know.
They were all from Goodwill. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, $3.
But yeah.
Yeah, I wanna get a camera set up so I'm like wearing a nice red velvet jacket, sitting next to a fireplace, and just read through the book on stream and like talk to people about it, break out and talk about various scenes of importance, things like that. Do voices. I think it kind of leans also into some maybe the acting stuff. Just
Yeah, yeah.
that's a way to practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Just dumb stuff like that. I wanna play through all the Star Wars prequel video games.
There's a lot of them.
Okay.
Yes, there are. I made a list. There's like about 40.
That includes Pit Droid or whatever
Yes,
the
it
game,
does.
right? Okay.
That's one
yeah.
of the better ones.
All right.
There's also a lot of Nokia mobile games. It's going to be a challenge to
Oh
get
boy.
running.
Okay.
But the reason I do that is like I also like working with tech. I like making things work on computers. So that's part of the challenge wrapped in there. Is just getting that stuff to. Oh yeah, and gosh, tonight, so I have hidden for a very long time an entire backup of the Inside Gaming blog.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
And it was always one of the like a fun project. This is what's fun for me, was to get a web server set up, get it set up again, and get it running so I could just kind of go through all the old stuff. I got it working yesterday on my computer at home. So one of the things I want to do tonight is sort of like me also kind of going back through my history, is digging through all the old files of my computer and then all the work that went into that.
Do you think getting that working is at all related to the fact that shit is coming up out of your
I thought about that.
The Native Americans buried underneath your house are saying,
I think this
no.
is the plot of Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, you're creating anger.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to look back on it fondly. Honestly, I think it may be more... it may be related to jerking off in the shower. Who's to say? And hopefully nothing embarrassing comes out when the plumber comes over. I mean, there's already
God,
poo water
man.
in there, so
Yeah.
the vestiges of my sin hopefully will be lost in all of that.
I do like us as humans go, well, it's down the drain or it's in the trash and it's gone forever. Moving on.
Yeah.
I refuse to think about this anymore.
Man,
Yeah, it has gone between the little holes and it's gone. Like, as far as you know, it's gone into the 9th dimension floating somewhere. But in fact, there's a drain that makes an L shape and it's going...
Yeah.
It's like, you're like,
We don't see it. It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
How long until it goes bad? How long can it survive down there?
It has to like reduce in volume,
It
right?
must, right?
Or does it get bigger?
it's
don't
either
know.
blocking the giant rat trying to get through.
Sometimes I'm like, what if someone's at the end of this pipe and then they're going to try and get me caught up in a child paternity suit?
I always just imagine like a Futurama Scruffy type who's sitting at the waste disposal facility and there's clear tubes and he's just sitting there with a book looking at everything coming through.
Yeah.
And every time he sees my spunk and he's like, oh, he's at it again. Because like for some reason every pipe is labeled with the address and photo of the person.
Perfect.
I always like the thought too, like, anything you flush goes in the ocean. I was like, did we really come up with that as a society? When Not our problem. Like, sorry.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes.
That's human
Yep.
beings.
It
That's
goes to the
literally
ocean.
our nature. That's
There's
why we have
islands of plastic.
there,
Yeah,
exactly.
jeez.
Trash island floating through the Atlantic or whatever.
That's not new land?
no, we didn't just
I
discover
thought
that.
God was rewarding us with
Yeah.
new places to live.
Well, I would be just while we're talking about it, I want to make sure I mention it. Twitch.tv/Sir Larr.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Is where you stream. You've been doing it for a really long time. I think, like, obviously Bruce streams on the regular now, but even he kind of got into it after you'd been doing it for forever. I remember,
Yeah, since before we joined Rooster Teeth.
like, I remember Bruce and I went over to your place that one time, and you were streaming that garbage sci-fi.
Yeah, Tex Murphy.
Tex Murphy, of course.
Yes.
Right? How could I
Who
forget?
Yeah.
How could I forget where you have to sit in your car in real time as it floats from cyber location to cyber location and you writing on an actual notepad clues and information that you picked up. But yeah, what was that?
2013, 2014?
Yeah. So
man.
forever ago.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like you've been very consistent since then, which is something that it's very difficult for streamers to do. So
Well, that's the path, right? Is I did it because I liked it, not because I was trying to build a career.
yeah.
So now I have the opportunity to spend more time doing something I like. It's how I got here.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of sort of following that path again and seeing where it goes. It worked out the first time.
Yeah.
I've always want to ask this question. The name Sir Larr is not a reference to Full Metal Jacket, is it?
Oh no.
Okay.
What? Oh yeah.
that-
Because
Lawrence?
he goes, what's your name? Like, I was like, what's your first name, dummy? And he goes, Lawrence. He goes, Lawrence, is that royalty? And I was like, oh, Sir Larr, Lawrence.
boy.
I was like, that's a deep
I mean,
cut.
it is my name, but
Yeah.
no, it was when I first went to a public library and got on the internet for the very first time. I went to the Nintendo.com chat room, asked me for my name. I was like, And I just typed in Sir Lars a lot because I don't know. I have very little imagination when I'm 12.
Sir Lars a lot's great.
Good. Maybe you should go back to Sir Lars a lot.
Well, yeah, it got shortened because the name field in Quake 2 wasn't long enough.
Of course, Quake 2 is
Yeah.
the determining factor.
So that's-
Monster, you
that's
claim
what really-
another.
Where it really cemented in, and it's been that ever since. And I only stuck with it because it's never taken on anything. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always, it was always really easy to register a username.
Well, you should get Sir Lars a lot soon before. Give him at least 90 minutes from the conclusion of this podcast to try and gather as much as you can before you guys steal it.
Oh boy, there's gonna be those profiles are probably gonna get weird. They're probably already taken, and there's probably already personality compromising materials on them.
Yeah.
I've just been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, like an avatar of me. This is absolutely my account on the bio line. Oof.
I like how Quake 2 was like, there's no way we'll have this many players. They were like 5 characters tops.
Oh, yeah.
For player name. That's it.
Yeah.
We'll never have to worry about this.
There's enough variation there.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Well, I'm going to take a quick minute to talk about our sponsor, Fleur. I'm a simple man. I have simple needs. And one of those needs is to smell as much like a turn-of-the-century lumberjack as possible, minus all the sweat and hardship, of course. Thanks to Fleur, my needs are met, because they have a scent that satisfies even my oddly specific needs. Fleur makes great-smelling, non-toxic, gender-free perfumes perfect for any individual or occasion. Whereas I'm clearly a Greylock man, Elise prefers the softer and more subdued Hanami. What scent are you? Better than how everything smells, though, Fleur is completely transparent when it comes to their ingredients and why they're included. It's one thing to smell good, but it's another thing to know that you're only using clean ingredients to smell that way. So, go to fleur.com/dudesoup today to check out our curated sample set and get 20% off your first custom Fleur sample set. That's phlur.com/dudesoup to get your first 3 Fleur fragrance samples at 20% off. Fleur.com/dudesoup. So thank you, Fleur, for your sponsorship, and we are back. Yeah, anything else that you've wanted to do or whatever? Any like pick up things, challenges, or
I got gym equipment for my garage, so
Oh, yeah,
it's part of this pursuit too.
when you moved, you were like, I can't wait because gym equipment, and of course, obviously, life gets in the way.
Yeah, it took a while, but yeah, Stephanie had an ex-coworker that was getting rid of like a power rack and a set of Olympic plates and everything like that. Got that pretty cheap, and then now I got a cable machine. Well, I kind of have a cable machine, and I have a leg extension curl machine, so I can do pretty much everything. But I will have to sort of get really inventive with how I rig pulleys on the power rack to do certain cable exercises. But I got pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get huge. I've been playing a lot of Ring Fit Adventure, which that game is awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, it just kind of
tried it
faded
yet.
away, but man, that game's great. I can make smoothies now. So that's exciting.
With
That's
the
I was
ring
gonna say
fit?
unrelated to the
In
ring
the
fit
game.
adventure. Okay.
Like, make a smoothie. You're doing it.
So you get the mystical blender, and then you can make smoothies
really?
that will amp up different exercises. So now my squats are extra powerful.
Don't let people tell you that leg extensions are bad. Okay.
Do people say that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a reputation you do a leg extension. People are like, that's bad for your knees. If you have bad knees, you probably shouldn't do leg extensions because of the shearing force that it puts on your knee, where it puts the weight of it is in a different place. If your knees are healthy, you should do it because it blows up your quads.
Yeah. No, I will.
That's when my legs hurt.
So yeah. That's it. That's just,
Okay.
And anytime people mention
James-
leg
James'
extensions,
tip of
they
the
go, "Whoa, leg extensions are bad for you, man." It's like, no, it's not. It's only if you have bad knees. You probably don't want to put shearing force.
You could do the Matt Peak workout routine, which I believe is all body weight and rocks
Mm-hmm.
that he moves from one side of the village to the other.
Yes, I walk around my apartment complex, up down the stairs, carrying heavy rocks. And
seen it.
who needs a gym membership?
You're you're Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan the Barbarian, except instead of pushing that giant log and that giant wheel, and then like 2 months later you're a giant man.
Oh, yeah.
You're just carrying rocks up and down the stairs, doing backflips.
Well, he
you're
was
a
on the
gymnast body.
slave fitness plan. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure in that point in the movie he's being into forced labor. But when the end result
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that, it's like, come
He
on.
should have been like, "Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for killing my village."
3 square meals a day and you get jacked.
60 pounds of chicken. Apparently they feed their slaves pretty well.
Weren't they it's like throwing women at him too?
That's
he was the
later, right?
Yeah, when he started winning in the gladiatorial combat
Oh,
arenas.
okay.
I
Yeah, they
believe.
weren't like, "Woo, he pushed that wheel. Here's a new woman."
I need to watch it again.
Yes, you do.
I keep trying and I fall asleep like 25 minutes in.
I think the
very
Destroyer,
slow.
right? It's
Yeah, the
next
first one.
No, Conan the Barbarian's the first
Oh,
one.
yeah,
right?
yeah. I haven't
And then
even
Conan
made it
the
through that.
Destroyer, I think, is the second one. That's the one that's like super high fantasy. That's the one where it's like we're going on a mission to fight a wizard in a castle in a lake, and there's a dragon that has a horn. And
I was always
stuff.
more of a Beastmaster guy myself.
Good call.
No, it wasn't my call. It was the adult who said,
VHS I owned.
which it's like more of a Rip Torn fan instead of a who was it? It was what's his name? James Earl Jones, right? He's the bad guy in the first one, Conan.
Sure,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
He is.
Oh,
Remember, he
never
turns into a snake.
Yes.
He's like, I will turn into a snake now, and then he goes, James Earl Jones, cut away, cut back, clearly puppet snake. He's like, done. It is done.
Yeah. Like, how did they do that?
Well, I want to play. This isn't really a game. This is more of a discussion opportunity.
All right.
But I went through and was watching Lawrence compilation videos.
Oh boy. I have not seen a single one. I don't think I could make it through.
I can't watch my own.
Yeah.
But I can watch yours.
Okay.
And I was laughing. Very funny stuff. But this one, the one specifically, my goal here was you kind of have a reputation for saying things that only you can relate to. It'll be a room full of people, and you'll say something like a matter of fact, but it doesn't. No one else knows where you're coming from with that.
It's the atom bomb of improv. Yeah.
The Adam Bell, but it's funny. There is just to be clear, there is a form of improv where you ruin everything. It never ruins everything. It's like okay, I'm just gonna take the ball and score a 3-pointer. I don't need teammates on this one. Like I think it works. I think you do it incredibly well. But it does make you sound strange sometimes.
I'll acknowledge that.
Fits in. I think it
Yes.
fits in with the character.
You
the
had to-
character.
Well, I've edited myself, Matt. I
Yeah.
empathize.
But I've gone through and I've grabbed a couple.
Okay.
I think I grabbed 5 of them. And so I want to read them back to you.
Okay.
They're from all different videos, from all different eras. Trust me, I saw the rooms changing. And so I just want to see if you feel like you want to explain yourself further, or if you think the statement stands purely on its own, if nothing's changed. So the first one is, and this is something you said, I resign myself to ingesting 4 or 5 ounces of semen on any given day. And these, all just to be clear, I've searched for context.
Yeah.
And-
so do you know the context?
No,
Or what
there
led
is
into
none.
it? Oh.
This is
That's
the
what I was
context.
gonna ask for,
The
yeah.
context is this.
Oh, see, that's the thing. There probably was, but I went 4 steps in my head. And so the link, I would have to hear what happened in the seconds before that. All I can guess is that maybe it was in a conversation resolved around eating spiders or accidentally ejaculating in your mouth. Or like maybe talking about how semen might be in food all the time, maybe like at a restaurant.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, yeah,
This
well,
is
would it
tough
help?
too because I'm sure you've had this happen where people come up and they'll go, hey, jibby jibby
Yeah.
omelet woblop, and you go, I'm sorry, what? And they're like, the thing you said in that video, you're like, I don't remember what I said this morning. Like Thank you.
There's a guy at RTX who came up and he opened up his jacket and he went, ta-da! And it was like a quote. And I was like, cool. He's like, you said that. I was like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's the difference between like having material and just workshopping all day, every day.
Yeah.
2 years later, you didn't say that thing again.
Well, your response was like, oh, you like that trash. Like, you're like, I forgot it the second I said it, but you loved it, and that's great. I'm glad I made entertainment for you, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
I'll add this. I don't know if it helps. It was a GTA video.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the most just like could be anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were a little bit confused, but you could think maybe it's related to some sort of a spider, like accidental nocturnal type thing, or in their food.
I'm gonna guess it had to do with a conversation about like food service and how people put hair or jack off into foods.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then I was just like, it happens to all of us.
Okay.
If you make yourself okay with eating that much semen, then a little bit won't bother you.
Okay. Here's the next one. That is basically every male fantasy. That your brother is sterile, so your mother has to fuck you instead.
Yeah. Oh, that was the weird Russian point and click game.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
No, I remember that one especially. And there's something I love where somebody makes a whole thing just because they have a very specific fetish that no one else is servicing. So they're just so pent up and mad that they have to make this other thing to live it. And that's kind of what that was. So that was sort of, I mean, you talk about empathy. That's me sort of like trying to get into the mind of the person who made this.
Yeah.
Where to them, it's hotter that their brother got passed over
Yeah.
and they were second choice. Like, to me, the more narrow the fantasy, the more human it becomes because everyone's weird and broken in their own
You
way.
can't make it up.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So to have an entire video game be the visitation of this one guy's very specific fetish, and to note the ways in which it is so hyper specific.
It's almost like he didn't see it anywhere else.
Yeah.
And so he made it so he could point at it and go, see, I'm not the only one, except he made it and he's the only one.
I mean, he may find the other guy who goes, me too. You
think?
Like,
Maybe.
Finally, I found my brother, but it's his twin brother and they want to fuck their mom or whatever.
Yeah, I think you guys, I mean, in a way, like some people get very lucky in that they have this thing in their head and then they let it out and the world responds. Like, oh my God, like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Stupid characters saying dumbass shit, laser swords, magic. Makes no sense, and George Lucas probably sounded like an idiot. But he made it, and then the world was like, wow, this is great. So I like to believe that in all of these circumstances, where some man makes a weird thing about a sex cult involving your big-tittied mom, that he believed in the back of his head that once he gets this out into the world, he's going to be propelled to like creative stardom, just because he's believing in his core and his like creative voice.
I'm right here, Disney.
He was the most brave person in the room.
Yeah. And I think like there's a point and laugh element to it too, but also I think something is kind of, I don't want to say noble, but somebody worked real hard they shot their shot, pun intended.
Yeah.
You have worked really hard on your empathy.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Maybe harder than anyone else possibly can.
That's maybe an overcorrection now that I'm thinking about it.
Might be too much. Yeah.
This next one is even I think I kind of got, it's pretty straightforward, but I just want to make sure that I'm on the right page. You need to do more tit lifts. And if it helps, I think it was a GTA video.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps in the context.
It doesn't help anybody.
Oh, okay.
I think we were just talking about, I don't know, droopy boobs or something. Or wait, hanging things from boobs maybe?
Maybe. That might come into play later on.
It was really just the alliteration of the phrase.
Right.
Yeah.
The idea is, though, it's so absurd for you as this person to go, just make them tighter and bigger by doing...
Raising them up.
Lifts,
Yeah. The problem,
Right.
the reason your boobs are so saggy is because you don't work them enough.
And I think part of me was thinking about the Kegel sizer from Futurama. It's a very quick joke, but somebody's in a gym and they're going, and then like lifts or weights are coming up and then they're, and then they drop back down.
Oh.
So I imagine somebody standing at a rack and you're seeing them from the back and they're not doing anything, but they go, and then weights come up and then go back down.
Yeah.
It's like a tit lift. That's what
Tit
that would
lift.
look like.
It's true. It's true. I mean, there is the pectoral thing. I remember when I was a kid and I learned that like if you pull your shoulders down, your chest goes up.
Like that. Huh.
Like it's the same pectoral movement is that the way you use that. So when I used to see like professional wrestlers or whatever, and they come out and they do their booby flexes or whatever.
Oh,
it's
I always
kind of like
thought you had to move your shoulders inward. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a flex.
That's way easier.
yeah. It's the same muscles. It's just the point where your pectorals attach here, you're using that to pull down, which is flexing. All right. Well,
Makes
that's
sense.
tit lift. I
He
guess.
do
That's
the
what it
dance.
is.
I've been doing it.
Okay.
They're just either. Yeah, I got this sweatshirt.
This is the longest one.
Oh boy.
So what's weird is like, there's a lot of those, and now I'm going to specify what those are. Candles that are attached to nipples via the melted wax.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Back to the quote. And then they're all upside down. So somebody's like brushing all these boob candles out of the way to get into this mystical lair of demon sex.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was lair or lair, but I wrote lair.
That's a line from Great Gatsby.
So I wasn't sure.
No, that's the literal scene from a literal show. I didn't have to do anything. I just
Oh,
narrated
okay.
what it was.
What was the show?
Seika no Quasar. No, there were people in the audience who picked it out.
Right.
It's the show that combines a variety of very hyper-specific kinks, but also a bizarrely accurate representation of alchemy.
Okay.
Figure that one out.
Is that the one? I think I saw that at your house where like people are powered by boob milk.
No, that was something else.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody had to get a squirt of boob milk and then they would like power up and
Yeah.
transform. Yeah, that's another bizarrely less creepy show.
okay. So this was just you describing a scene of something you've seen.
Very literally
Yeah.
Got it.
conveying something.
I just see James going to some sort of like convention and be like, "Oh, you're the guy who made the boo milk." She goes, "No, that wasn't me."
Yeah.
That was. We get mixed up all the time.
And I feel so embarrassed, and
Right.
I can't even sleep that night because I'm thinking, I can't believe I got them confused.
Yeah, that's like you getting Star Trek and Star Wars mixed up here in the West. For them, boob milk and boob powered versus boob candles.
Oh, there's boob everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Glorious country.
yeah. In addition to it just practically being very outrageously attractive, kind of in relation to my fascination with the weird point and click thing, I feel like you find more explorations of headspace in like hentai and anime. Not that I'm saying my approach to it is academic by far, but when it comes to exercising empathy, boy, it really does broaden your concepts about what human beings are capable of.
Do you think hentai is one of those things where the idea is like, we're already swimming in the ocean. What's a little more water, right? Like,
Pretty much.
You know, you're already dealing with cartoon characters fucking each other. So since you're already in that niche, why not go deeper?
Yeah. It is an unrestrained, unashamed exploration of every possible facet of human sexuality. And it's I don't know, there's something interesting about the limiters being taken off in most regards. Some of them are downright disgusting and like morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
Not into that.
Yeah.
But
The pen is truly stronger than the sword.
I don't think that's makes it.
Is that what it was? Is that what he was talking about?
No, I don't think
This
so.
hentai?
literature.
Okay, well, this is the last one that I have. How do you properly munch something that's a cave?
Yeah. That was talk about munching box.
I assume it's in a reference to going down on a woman.
It was absolutely a reference
Yeah.
to cunnilingus.
Yeah.
But I was more like thinking along the lines of when you chew on something or when you eat something, you take it into your mouth.
Yeah.
Which you would think would be more indicative of
Yeah, yeah.
fellatio. However, I mean, I get it. There's jaw action involved.
Yeah, but maybe slurping box
That, yeah.
or whatever makes more sense.
Yeah.
You know, because like say you have a popsicle, you're not going to bite down unless you want a brain freeze. You're not going to bite down on it. You're just kind of like going to, right, Peak?
Yes.
You know, you're just kind of like, you're going to like
Right.
moisture it and allow friction to do
Yes.
its job, and then whatever happens will happen.
Yeah, there's just not much of a verb, not many verbs, and I guess patriarchal ties of our language or whatever. Not a whole lot of verbs about slamming your mouth over a hole and just going to town on it.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
you're not an alligator just going.
No,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
And
anything, it's munching you
In fact, it is.
in a lot of ways.
The muncher becomes the munchie.
Yeah.
Slang's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Well, if no, I probably don't want to do that.
You don't want to. You want to buffer between
I got it.
before you segue.
For the record, I had a good segue. Not going to use it.
Leave that one for the outtakes.
In lieu of that segue, why don't you listen to this ad for Stamps.com? The Postal Service is an incredible human commodity, but going to the post office itself can be a hassle, especially during the holidays. Because if you're anything like me, you wait until maybe the last moment to get your holiday shipments out. Save yourself the headache, the time, and some money by using Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you'll have all the services of the U.S. Postal Service on your computer. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. Plus, with Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. Don't spend a minute of your holidays at the post office this year. Sign up for Stamps.com instead. There's no risk. With my promo code DUDE, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in DUDE. That's Stamps.com, enter code DUDE, Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Unless you want to. So thank you, Stamps.com, for your sponsorship. And so, I don't know, like, it's weird because, you know, we did the video with Bruce, and I don't know, for me, it didn't feel super cathartic. It felt more sad than anything.
It was a little rushed too,
And-
just based on the timing of everything. It was like we almost didn't have control of the timeline because it's like, well, I'm gonna put the suite out. I was like, please wait, like I want to do something bigger and better and something, but it's like, it took a lot, I think, out of everyone, and it was exhausting. And this is a nicer pace. This is good. And I think also we've known for a long time, and this has been like, it's been an easier transition where we're like, obviously we're all very happy for you, and we know you're going on to better things. And I think it's really cool that, I think the way the timing worked out too, talking about Arizona Circle, where it's like, you talking about doing these bigger projects and go, well, you can look at examples right here, which is fantastic. So it's like, obviously these things are always kind of sad, but like, I don't know. I'm like, it's so weird. I know the audience is always, this will always upset people. It's like, just be happy for people, for the love of God, please. Like, people are individuals and they need to live their lives and do stuff. So at the very least, please support and be happy for life.
I also wanted this episode to be like happy too. It doesn't have to be a sad thing. Like the same thing goes, everything we said to Bruce. We want to figure out a way to keep working with you. Like, you're not gone. You're still very close, and we love making content with you. And that's why we've been doing it for so long, and we would like to figure out a way to continue making that happen.
You're not dead to us like Joel.
It's the same
that was
thing.
a joke. That was a joke. We love Joel.
Joel's coming in this week, by the way.
I know.
But what was I gonna say? Joel distracted me.
Sorry,
I saw
I'm
him
sorry.
dancing. But I just wanted it to feel like a more fun, uplifting thing. I think sometimes change is scary, but change can be good. And I think if you're happy, that's going to make all of us always be happy, and happier for you. And I also wanted to feel like a dude soup too, because again, this is your baby. You got us here with this show, and you deserve credit for that. And so I didn't want it to be a downer of a dude soup or something. So I wanted to make it a little bit feel more fun. And so that being said, did you see those Kumail Nanjiani photos?
I did.
People are gonna go like, well, it's weird that he shifted the topic to whatever news story.
No, those are my goals too, so it's fine. I don't know. I feel like it's weird.
If you can get the happiest I'll ever be if it says Lawrence Sonntag cast in Marvel movie no one's ever heard of. Like when they're like Chris Pratt is in Guardians of the Galaxy, never heard of it. Got jacked. Kumail Nanjiani, I can't say his name right. Kumail Nanjiani got cast in Eternals. Don't know what that is. Guy gets ripped. It's like Lawrence.
Look at that,
my boy.
Yeah.
They're like, Lawrence is Wolf Bane. I'm like, cool.
Yes.
Whatever. Or he's like,
Wolf Bane's assistant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't Wolf Spain a woman?
we can do gender swaps.
female?
That's fine.
It's
No,
it's
we
Marvel,
can't
man.
gender swap that way.
What? How dare you?
What? You can't?
No,
Yeah,
because
you
they're
can,
taking
sure.
it from men.
What if it's a Captain Marvel sort of thing where like Lawrence is the original Wolf Bane that
okay.
passes it on?
Okay, yeah.
And then I come back younger and hotter
yeah.
and ready for a trilogy.
It's like, but you're older.
What?
Yeah.
I thought about that. Middle-aged white dude. It's like, I don't know that my marketability is going to be hot, but
Get those Disney steroids. It'd be awesome.
I want to land like a soap opera or something.
Okay.
When
Well, soap
passions
opera is
event-
a lot of work. Just so you know, those are working actors.
I don't mind. Like I don't know yet because I haven't done it. But yeah, no, I'm willing to like commercials, whatever. I just want to kind of explore the space.
This I don't want to paint you into a corner, but I think you'd be an excellent game show host as well.
Yeah.
I think, but a game show that isn't like a rigid kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like not like Wheel of Fortune, where
Or like
Backstage Act
thrown
just
together
does the
with
same thing
$20
every
like
single
Google
day.
Trends.
Like
Maybe.
maybe more of a
Like a host.
what is it, Deal or No Deal, where most of the show is how we kind of like developing a rapport with the guest, and there's no script for that. It's just kind of him having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like I think you would do very well in something like that. Game show host producers, if you're watching,
Yeah.
you should
I
ask Lawrence.
My portfolio website, lawrencesonntag.pro.
Whoa.
Yeah, I typed in my name to GoDaddy and saw it was available. And I was scrolling and I was like, .meta.games. No, let's keep going.
No longer an
It's
amateur.
short for prolapse.
Yes.
Oh no,
Yes.
that's not good.
I didn't actually tell you what happened in my bathroom to cause all the problems. So.
Just hanging out there for everyone to see.
Tuck it back in.
I did appreciate with these photos, though. Speaking of prolapse, when I saw those photos, it's funny because Adam and I have been watching Silicon Valley, and we both I think Adam was like, it's real funny watching him try and cover up the fact that he's in a way better shape. They're like throwing layers on him this season because the last season of Silicon, they're like covering him in layers and doing anything they can to conceal him.
Yeah.
And stuff. And you're like, what are they hiding? And so it felt good to see it. I also somewhat appreciate the new Hollywood mentality of going like, a lot of hard work and control went into this. This is not just me being me.
I noticed that. And yeah, like Rob McElhenney did it too. I feel like at this point, it's the only way you can show off.
Yeah.
And that's the way that you win both crowds. You win the people who just want to stare at a hot dude, and then you win the people who would maybe yell at you for not following every rule. So I'm not saying that he was disingenuous in saying those things. I think the visibility's good.
Yeah.
But it does feel calculated.
He was fair. I mean, he admitted to that in his post. He was like, I would never think to do this, but I can't help but do this because of how proud I am of myself for doing this and how much work went into it. Which, not to diminish what he's done, it's incredible. But like, he said that it took about a year for him to get that way. And I'm like, that's not that much work.
I mean, well,
I'm on decade 3.
right.
but doing it on your own.
But I was thinking, that was your
yeah.
full-time job. And
Well, and you have support. Like he
Yeah.
said, I don't want to take that away from
Yeah,
it.
no,
but
absolutely.
how different for like James, who's someone who, as long as I've known you, you've been in terrific shape. But for like 1 year, they go, okay, you have one thing to film this year. It's going to take 3 months of your life, Silicon Valley, right? But for the rest of it, we got you a trainer, we got you a dietitian, and they're going to watch you like a fascist.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
he's going to be on you, and you're going to have this training routine. You're not going to have sugar, beer, alcohol, anything for the next 12 months. You'd probably see a difference.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's an example of that.
Yeah.
So I'm
it's-
just saying, like, this is not a fair assessment. But if someone was like, I can put you in this machine and it'll do this for you and then feed you through a tube or whatever, like, and then you can come out at the end of it and being jacked, is that the same amount of work as the person who is going to their job and figuring out how time to do it and then making their own meals and then in the whole process is coming out behind financially as opposed to ahead financially? Like, so again, I appreciate his transparency and I'm not trying to diminish what he did for it, and he's also very upfront about it. But part of me is like, it's still entirely different.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you put real
So
world,
what you're
into
saying
it.
is like Jared from Subway is more of a hero to you.
That's exactly what I am not saying.
Oh, because he did it on his own.
Uh-huh.
He just ate differently.
He didn't get jacked, to be clear.
No,
Right.
he just lost.
Kumail Nanjiani
He
got
got
jacked.
distracted
The thing
from
is-
things on the internet.
The frustrating thing is all those things are acknowledged.
Yeah.
He acknowledges that an average person can't do this. But it part of me like, because yeah, I had a little bit of a twinge of like okay, it's like you're playing it right so you can reap the maximum benefit, and I'm sure it's genuine as well. But he also could have just not posted it and just been in the media. I'm sure it's good for his career. Maybe his agent was
yeah.
telling him to. All these
yeah.
things are true.
Kind of
It's
hyping
just
the movie too.
yeah.
Not that I mean,
This is
I
the
know-
most exciting imagery I've seen for this movie. I don't know anything about it.
I think it's just sign of the times of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is what crafting image is now. You have to acknowledge all audiences and make sure no one can be mad at you when even you're celebrating something you did for yourself, even though you had help. Like you have to acknowledge every little thing. I guess that's not a good or a bad thing, but it is just like
I think, it's baby steps. I think this is the right direction. If you compare it to Hulk Hogan only a few short decades ago, standing up and flexing and saying, eat your cereal, say your prayers. Like,
I'm coming
like
for you.
those are the 2 requirements to become Hulk Hogan, by
Selling
the
kid
way,
weight sets?
who is so juiced out on steroids. It's like eat your cereal and say your prayers, and you'll become like Hulk Hogan, you'll Hulkamaniac or whatever.
Right.
I appreciate him going like, take 1 year out of your life, get Disney to hire personal trainers, nutritionists, only eat what they say, only do what they say. I do appreciate I don't know that everyone will think of it this way, but the productive way I like to think about it is this wasn't something he thought was possible until he started doing it and committed to it. And sure, it took other people around him to keep him committed, but that means you can do that. Like, it's an attainable goal. There are some people that have obviously physical maladies or things that may prevent them from doing exactly what he did, but he changed himself in an extremely dramatic way in a reasonable amount of time.
Hopefully it's inspiring to someone and not detrimental.
The reaction online I saw was almost purely inspiration.
Yeah, universally positive.
There's probably one guy who goes, well, now I can't do it because I'll never work for Disney.
Now he's got to maintain that too.
Well, he kind of admits that he's not going to.
Yeah, no, he just do the shoot and then go back to being a normal person.
That was the thing I think like Channing Tatum or someone said. He was like, where people are like someone interviewed him and they're like, oh, that Magic Mike body that you got isn't great. And he's like, that body, what you saw there took 3 months of strict training, and it lasted 12 hours. And he's like, and then I ate something and then I bloated and I look like a normal person. And he's like, it's all fake. Like health
optimized.
Well, there's also, so like, obviously if you're a healthy person, you're going to look better, or that's the hope. But
people be nicer to you too.
There is also the thing too, where it's like the way Henry Cavill looks in Superman in certain shots, he's actually really unhealthy. Some way Hugh Jackman looks in parts of the Wolverine. He's been dehydrating himself. Like these are really unhealthy things that end up looking nice. And more often than not, what I see when people say this is like, this is the journey that I did. I will never do it again because it makes me unhappy because I like eating food and I like having a beer once in a while. And yeah, maybe I got a little right here, but at the end of the day, I'm eating better, I'm exercising, and I'm happy. And my mental state is better, which is the most important thing, is that you are happy.
He did it in a joking way, but I think it was also an honest way of doing it, though, where it's like he's showing off what has happened to his physique. Physique isn't the entirety of fitness. There's a lot of things to fitness. You can look certain ways and still be way more fit than he is right now. And he does say in his things, he's like, he's strong, limber, and injury-free, but he goes, I can almost touch my toes now. And I'm like, that's a very basic facet of flexibility that he doesn't have, because they were like, I'm sorry, touching your toes does not factor into how we can get your biceps to peak. And there just wasn't time for that. So I do like he admits that, you have to give and take. It's kind of a tug and war in certain things. You could do it. He could probably do it all eventually, but and then he also thanks his significant other, which I like.
Jesus
as well.
Christ.
Oh,
and
she gets all the things she needs.
I was gonna say, because the perception is, man, she must be like, oh my gosh. Except
when you're exhausted and sore.
I would say my private experience is just like, I wish you weren't so irritable.
Yeah. Because you're cutting calories and you're just shitty about everything.
I wish you went out to dinner with me more. And I don't really care because I liked you before.
Right. Yeah. I wish we could have a drink and just relax.
Yeah.
And then
that's been
you're
my
there with a
experience
headache
with physique-based feedback.
There's plenty of hot dudes online who are like, buddy, I'd rip you in half. And he goes,
he's sitting right here.
Sitting
right here.
I aside from maybe my weirdness about the curation of the message, I think it's fantastic that everyone's talking about it. And acknowledging what is and isn't realistic for dudes. Because I think a lot of times guys, I hate to bring stuff like this up because yes, white men have enjoyed a lot. But I do think that, certainly the emotional side of things is neglected. And those are things that are starting to be touched on and talked about openly, which is great.
Absolutely.
Body image issues, striving for an unattainable image. Like these are things guys go through too. Not to the extent women do.
Yeah.
And certainly they're not held to the same societal standards, I think. You can be a dumpy dude and still achieve a lot more. But yeah, it's nice that there are a lot of people, a lot of guys that live watching Marvel movies and be like, man, that's what I should look like. And you go and you wreck yourself and you cut your calories and you're a little irritable towards your partner and you're really sore and you maybe hyperextend something and you're in pain because of that. And that's all kind of driven from this image you have in your head that at least people are starting to say is unattainable, but they're doing it while they're showing it off. So it's like,
at least they're honest about what went into attaining it. So that way, when you can make a more educated investment. Right?
Yeah. It's like you said, all the things he brought up about his significant other, it seems like attaining that level sort of threw other parts of his life out of balance. So, it's recognizing that that's what it took. And overall, it's like you do have to balance things back out to figure out how to do that.
Then you see ladies thirsting over him online. And if you're just a single dude seeing that stuff happen, it's very easy to come to the conclusion that that's what I have to do to make anyone look at me.
It also helps that he's just naturally very handsome.
That's true. And funny and smart.
Yeah.
Successful.
I also appreciate just a subtle thing is that he, up until this point, has been pretty embedded, through his comedy and just what he's been in, like nerd culture, like the schlubby nerd dude or whatever, or that's never been a priority kind of nerd dude while still reading comic books and everything. And so I'm glad that it's coming from a place of like, oh no, this isn't a jock versus nerd thing. Nerds can look like this too, and jocks can look like other ways. Like that's not how it pans out. And so I appreciate it. He's a good person for this to be a focal point.
Henry Cavill is playing The Witcher, which is based on a video game and nothing else.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's funny how it works in reverse though, because
Yeah.
you get someone like Henry Cavill who, jacked for as long as he's ever been in the spotlight, who then goes like cast as Witcher, and he's like, no, I actually like the books. Like he has to convince the other way, to be able to get into that gatekeeping kind of. I don't know.
That also might just be a generational thing. We're getting further and further where it's going to be like, oh yeah. Like if and when we ever get like a Halo movie or something, someone's going to be like, oh, I know of Halo. Like I don't know. We had Cameron from Jedi Fallen Order come in. Like that guy's been playing video games his whole life. He's an actor. He's doing stuff, but it's like he's raised in this stuff now. So it's becoming more common, which is. That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not so taboo. It's like, oh, you like video games? Nerd.
Yeah.
It's just a normal thing.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for a place to share your thirst photos, is it a thirst photo or do you thirst for photos?
You express thirst by sharing photos. I don't know.
Inciting thirst?
Not super tuned into the etymology. Yeah, you
Neither
can
do
make
I.
people thirsty, I think.
Well, if you want to make people thirsty with your photos, we can think of no better place to do it than with Squarespace. This episode of Dude Soup is brought to you by Squarespace. If you want to build your brand, share your creativity, or have a home online, there's no easier way to do that than with Squarespace. It's an all-in-one platform designed to help you build an attractive online presence and allow you the freedom to run your own business. Squarespace is optimized to handle any purpose. Use templates to support web pages, art galleries, storefronts, and more. Manage your online experience by adding multiple contributors and setting your content to simulpost across every major social platform. No plugins necessary. Everything you need to build the perfect website is right here on Squarespace. So check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/dudesoup to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So thank you, Squarespace, for your sponsorship. Lawrence, we have time for one more thing.
Yeah?
And I'm glad you're here for it,
Oh, good.
because we are about to participate
Can't wait
in
for
the
this.
final episode
Month's almost over.
of Countdown to Cats.
It's true. There was the world pre-cats, and there will be the world post-cats. And I don't... of all the transitions happening, that might be the most important.
Do we have that ready to go?
Oh, it's fixed? What? No, wait. Maybe it's not.
I think it was speeding up until now when it's slowed down. It's like time itself.
God, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah.
Not because you're leaving. But
No, it's
because-
fine. It's been a long ride.
Maybe it's everything, but I'm going to say probably 60-40 cats. No. If you're watching this live, we are only 3 days away from cats. If you're watching this on YouTube,
If you're watching
Or
this
listening to
from the
it.
year 2141,
We're-
Cats
well,
is this thing that destroyed
how
society.
dare you? How dare you?
The Great Cat
One
War
day
was
away.
started by
Cats. It's this week is Cats Week. Okay.
There's another movie coming out though, right?
Not to
I
my
mean, there's
knowledge.
always
Ford
movies
versus
coming
Ferrari
out.
already
I just
came
wanna
out.
Say that. It's stupid. Nine Underground already came out.
Jumanji. Excellent.
You guys watch
Is
Nine?
it 6 Underground?
Guys watch
Is it
Nine?
9 Underground?
It's 6 Underground. Sorry.
Oh,
I
I
knew
haven't
that.
watched it yet. I want to.
It's
I heard it's not good.
what?
Is it good?
It's it's not good in the way every Michael Bay movie's
Okay.
not good, but to 3,000%.
Great.
He's never been more Michael Bay.
Great. I love
Yeah.
it. I can't wait.
But he's not making Bad Boys.
It's better than Bad Boys.
I know, but there's a third Bad Boys.
Yeah,
and he's
Bad
not
Boys
making
for
third.
Life,
No,
which
it's
is not the fourth
Should be
one.
the fourth one.
Right, you'd think.
Well, you know what got it right the first time? Cats.
It's true. Untouched. Oh,
There it is.
I hope
again.
Yes, love it.
I hope the movie plays at double speed. No,
Well-
I don't. I hope it plays at half speed so I get to enjoy it longer.
The only, you know what? I'll do maybe one more episode on the week that it crosses 1 billion at the box office. So we'll see you then.
Yeah, I'll be there.
We have one more. This is the finale of Countdown to Cats, and it's a special one. Okay, yep, we get it. So I did something different. Normally, it's about learning, education, quizzes, things to see how familiar people are, familiarize people with cats lore, and so I want to do something a little different because no more studying. I don't cram for tests. Okay, I prepare for them, and then I relish the opportunity to take them. So that's what we're going to do with this segment of Countdown to Cats. We're going to relish the opportunity to take this test.
Okay.
What I've done for this Countdown to Cats is I sent out a survey to the office asking certain questions. Matt Peake did not participate.
I forgot.
That's okay.
Ooh.
But some people did, asking specific questions. I took those questions and based on the answers, put them into a machine that I created to generate our own cat's name. So I've gone around and I've made cats' names for the people who took the survey.
Oh, okay. I thought you said collectively everyone in this building is combined into one mega cat.
No.
All right. my bad.
No, I've divided up by individual.
Okay.
So let's load up the presentation.
So you took a Facebook quiz for everybody?
I was gonna say it's like
Okay.
A poster.
This is my prioritized cats generator. You can't find this online. Okay? This is something for Countdown to Cats. Jacob,
All right.
okay?
I do remember hearing him try to figure out how to condense his dream into a small phrase, and you've done a wonderful job.
So the questions are the questions everyone are asked. What is your color? What song plays in your heart? And what do you dream? And it turns out these are the only 3 pieces of information I need to figure out what one's cat name is.
This has to be a BuzzFeed.
Cats are
quiz.
fairly
So
simple.
it's not a BuzzFeed quiz. I'm telling you, I did this. This is mine. Jacob answered Maroon, Parade of Ewoks, Mundane Perils. Put it in the machine. Bleep, bleep, bleep. His cat's name is Professor Foolpants.
It's perfect.
How does it get that from?
How can it be so right?
It is
It
me.
is, but
Professor Foolpants is what
Fascinated.
Jacob's cat's name will be.
Right.
If I had more time, I would have had the image transform into a cat's version of them.
Jacob.
I'm afraid that there wasn't time
Yeah.
for that. The whole thing.
You
All right,
only had a
imagining
week
it.
to do
let's
this.
move on. How was I supposed to know the movie was going to come out this week? All right, Dan, everyone's favorite Funhaus podcast host. He answered black is his favorite color. The trolley song is the song that plays in
What's
his
the trolley
heart.
song?
He did not provide any more information, and the cat's machine did not need it.
Okay.
And he dreams of low-res nightmares.
I don't know what that means.
Let's see what his cat's name is. Fuzzy Gunderson.
He's a funny Fuzzy Gunderson.
Fuzzy Gunderson. I think we can see the machine works pretty well.
It does. It's shockingly accurate.
That's also the one image of Dan that shows up on Google Images.
Well,
'Cause I used it in a video too.
that's not part of it. All right, I can't hold that accountable.
That's
All right,
fine.
let's move on.
That's
Adam
fine.
Kovic, our very own Adam Kovic. What is that from a machinima party?
That's the Day of Doom.
Day of Doom.
Oh, yeah, you can
Perfect.
see the O's back there.
Yeah.
All right, your favorite color is black. Shared with Dan. That's probably going to factor in to the machine a little bit. Favorite song is Maniac by Carpenter Brute.
It's a cover. It's fantastic.
And then you dream of Robin Williams with his daughter who chose to take the form of an Asian woman because he had a fetish for them.
I remember that
Based
scene.
from the film, from what? Yeah. See, I told James that and he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about, but you get it."
That's the one part of that movie that's stuck in my head.
It's really fucking weird. Where she
Yeah.
goes, my father always liked Asian women, and then becomes his daughter. He goes, "There's my daughter's like, wait, what? I'm confused." So you said dreams. I thought it was the movie What Dreams May Come.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what wasn't confused? The Cat's Generation name machine.
It sees through all of it.
Let's see Adam's name. Frowny Brownbridge.
that's my favorite one. That's the best so far. Oh man.
It works. I just tell you, it's the machine. It works. I can't help it.
It's so close to Frowny Brown bitch.
Yeah.
No.
need that
Frowny
R there.
Brownbridge.
It's whimsical for the kids.
Oh
Adam.
my
Yeah.
god.
All right. Let's move on.
So many
We got a lot of
frozen
these. All right, John Smith.
Wow, what a photo.
I don't know.
He already looks like a cat. You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So his color is purple. His song is "I Want to Dance with Somebody." He did specify by Whitney Houston.
Is there any other?
I think there's a new cover on. I think there's
She's
something.
dead.
alone.
It's up for grabs.
He dreams of big titty goth girl,
God bless.
and his name is Eggleston Overton.
Okay. You know what? Yeah.
It just seemed right.
Not as cathartic, but still fits like a glove.
Where does
yeah.
the big titty goth girl fit into the? Never mind. Just
I can't tell you exactly because I think the way it translates together, it's not one to one.
you got high and came up with this.
All right, let's keep moving. John Holland. Favorite color is graham cracker. Favorite song, Mr. Bojangles.
All right.
He dreams Inception, which is pertains a dream within a dream. His name is Grasper Patterfin. Grasper Pasterfin.
Pasterfin. Yeah.
It's Grasp Asterfin. Right, that's what it was. Grasp Asterfin. That was his name.
Despite how you're pronouncing it, there is no space or hyphen. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Also, that's in the restroom.
The machine that I built pronounces it for me once every time it ejects it. It comes out on like an old timey computer and like
Get a ticker tape.
yeah. And so, but then it also just takes it back and destroys it. So I have to be quick. So
Spits out
Grasp
the ashes.
Asterton.
Grasp Asterton.
Grasp Asperfin.
Asterfin.
That's what he is. Okay.
Sounds like a pill.
Let's move on. Omar made it in. There he is. His color is blue-gray. His song is Guantanamera by Celia Cruz. And he dreams of he sent me a link to a 4-panel comic about a guy that goes to heaven, and it turns out in heaven you're judged whether you go to heaven or hell by your dog. So how you treated the dog. And the dog was like, you were too busy to work.
Oh.
You were too busy working to play with me. And it seems mean. But since dogs are perfect little creatures, he goes, but there's no work up here, so let's go play because the dog's wonderful. It gave me goosebumps just even describing it back. It's a good comic.
Oh my God.
Can't in bed, so wasn't room for it here. So
This is about cats, though. So.
Dog Heaven comic. It's also about cats, but the fact that dog was mentioned definitely factored in.
Oh.
So let's see what his name is. Benedito.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I have to take a while to savor the aroma to really rock the bouquet, but
Benedito.
I like it.
it's perfect.
All right.
How does it do surnames and not surnames sometimes?
The machine knows.
I don't know. How did T.S. Eliot do it?
I don't think he came up with those names.
Yeah, he did.
How did Neil
That's
Armstrong
how he
do
ran
it?
his poems.
Didn't he change the names though?
They added some. All right, let's move on. I think we have a couple left. Lise. Her color is blue. The color of my eyes. No coincidence there. The song that plays in her heart is B-movie theme. And she dreams of flying with a running start like Mario.
Just arms out,
Peeling. Yeah.
like feet back.
yeah.
But then you go, I have no cape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still jump really far.
Yeah.
Put that all in the machine. I should add, I also add the pictures of the machine.
Okay.
I found about 10 or 15 pictures of the candidate that goes into the machine.
Just a
that's
giant
factored as
funnel
well.
on top that you're putting the information into.
Yeah. It's not a wood chipper, I assure you. Okay, her name is Lady Blitzerelda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blitzerelda?
There's some Zelda theming in there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And the game Blitz. Arcade.
Yes. Like
yeah,
NFL
I was
Blitz.
saying NFL
Yeah.
Blitz, I think, was a big factor
He's
there.
a huge fan.
Lady Blitzerelda.
I feel for some reason I feel like the machine came up with the names before looking at any of the questions.
Well, that would be impossible, Adam.
Okay.
All right, let's move
Call
on.
me by my cat name.
I think we only have a
cannot
couple
dream.
left. Ryan. Ryan here, his color is he wrote a lot of bullshit,
Yeah, that
essentially.
sounds like
I did put it all in the machine, but for the sake of making the slideshow, I had to cut some of it out. So my color is orange, but wait, and then talked about some other garbage. What song plays in sorry? Literally no song is playing, and he describes the fact that it's or an organ or whatever. It went on for paragraphs.
Oof. Okay.
But he did just dream of Genie. So spelled
Classic.
not Genie though.
Yeah, it's wrong. It was spelled like a name.
It's
I
Will
just
Smith
pictured
Genie.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Which is what I put into the machine.
That's
Smart.
a gin.
And so his name is Hufftomany.
Oh. You know, though,
Good one, Adam?
It's good.
looking at this,
Yeah.
that is a Hufftomany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Hufftomany.
He's up to something.
Who took the photo?
It's in a garage.
I know. There's no one there.
He took it.
framing
And
a
that's a
shot.
Slack
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah. Also, isn't it like
I know.
he's doing the,
To him, it's closed.
As long as you see a square, I guess. All right.
it's not a square.
Let's move on.
It's a rectangle. That's why.
Aha! Lawrence, you did not receive the questionnaire.
I did
but
not.
we can do it right now. You're our last cat's namer.
Is the machine in the room?
Yes. I'll input it into the machine.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so let's start off here. What is your color?
Cerulean. All right.
Got it.
Well, hard to spell, but thank you. Okay.
Okay. And what song plays in your heart?
Classical gas. He's typing out the lyrics.
Gas.
There it is.
All right. What do you dream?
I dream that the world freezes irregularly, but I'm the only one who sees it happen.
Interesting. Okay. And I'm just going to copy this, put it into the machine.
And you got to gas it up first.
Okay.
Fire up the generator.
It takes just a few moments, depending on the complexity. I already gathered the images, so those
that's
are already put in there. Okay.
Yeah, the Google image search for me is surprisingly clean. I only know this because I was trying to make a portfolio. I didn't have any pictures of myself on hand.
Are you going to get headshots?
Once I lose some weight, yeah.
Okay.
It can't be like Bruce can't really get rid of that photo of him on the toilet. It's
Yeah,
forever
that's,
there.
that's burned in. No, I gotta be leaning against a brick wall and like look like I care but don't.
Well, do the thing where you already precast yourself for stuff, where it's like you as a doctor. You're like, I'm probably going to be a doctor. So just you as a doctor, or it's like a 1940s Untouchables style like police hat on or something. You know, like
Convict.
Yeah, something. Yeah, chain, ball
chain gang.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's done. Okay.
Wow, okay.
So let's see what your name is. Figo Pastelor. Figo Pastelor. Wow.
Sounds like a very expensive sort of spread that you might put on good toast.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's our show.
I got it tattooed on my neck for the premiere.
That's good.
Figo Pastelor. Thank you guys for joining me for Countdown to Cats. It's been probably the most gratifying thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Happy it's over.
Well, we'll see.
Can't believe I got to be here for the finale.
I wanted you to be here for the finale, Figo.
But it is but a prelude for the real show, which we'll all be enjoying very soon.
Yes, absolutely. Lawrence, thank you for everything. I genuinely mean that. As I've said before, anyone who comes through here is Funhaus and is always welcome and is always going to be a part of this. You've shaped this channel. You probably haven't given yourself enough credit for the amount of work that you've done shaping this channel and everyone here. And I'm greatly appreciative of everything you've done. So
Thank you
for coming. And I also, since no one will ever see it too, just so you know, I've grouped this document in terms of like topics. And the topic for us discussing you leaving was "See You, Quintessential Gamer."
Just like how we bebop.
So yes, no, thank you so much for everything, and we hope that you're not a stranger. Obviously, we've banked content with you, so people are going to continue seeing you.
Got a Noida video.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, you're dressed as the devil, man.
There's going to be comment shows and different things, so you're still going to be in the content for the next foreseeable future, and we'd love to have you back and continue being a part of the content.
Well, I'm gonna haunt the walls.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sneak in. I'm gonna sneak in here. Like I know how to get up on the roof, so I'm gonna crawl on the vents and start whispering things.
Please do. We have other things at the vents, so be careful.
Once our sinks and toilets are backing up, we'll know you're nearby.
There's Lawrence. He just turned on. I'm going to encourage everyone watching to follow Lawrence on Twitter, Sir Larr, on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sir Larr. LawrenceSonntag.pro.
Yep, that's for my that's
professional
real
website. You probably won't need.
It's got my email on there though, so
maybe he's got a contact.
My DMs are open on Twitter if you guys want to. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get around to stuff. I don't know what avalanche of whatever I'm going to get. If I get anything,
Forward to your uncle, Mr. Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hobnobbing soon, so get it while you can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be too good for all this. As soon as I walk out the door.
I don't know if hobnobbing means what you think.
Huh?
You're gonna walk out the door and be like, and like kick over a motorcycle, except it's yours. And go, damn it!
I'll break a toe doing it. Yeah.
But no, thank you for coming in, and please, everyone, continue supporting Lawrence and everything that he does.
I have poo water in my bathtub.
Except for that, you probably don't have to help with that.
You could, if you could though. I'll take help.
Yeah.
With that, I don't want to go home and deal with that.
You're gonna get someone who goes, I have no experience in this, but I'm happy to come over and help. I've made it worse.
Yep.
I've broken it more.
And I'm off.
On the smaller side of things, if you want to check out what's coming up in Funhaus or what's already come out, please check out our holiday gift guide. It's great gifts for true gamers. Came out this weekend.
So dumb. I think you'll like it. It's silly.
We have a holiday themed Bored as Hell coming out this weekend. We have our Rise of Skywalker review. Adam and I saw it this morning, and then we have a special Star Wars compilation gameplay that's going to be ringing it in as well.
You'll be playing some of those games on your channel.
I was gonna say,
Yeah?
you're probably gonna see some of them.
There's maybe one.
Episode 1 Racer.
Well, I mean,
End the show. End the show. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Peak. Thank you, Adam.
Peek's here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Peek's here.
nice working with you.
It's not as excellent.
I mean, no, kind of already had that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Oh yeah! I like how none of them crossfade out.
We're talking about Doom Eternal now. Comes out March 20th. And this comes out on everything. It's like PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Stadia, PC. Everyone gets a piece of the pie.
Rip and tear until it is done. Give me this game into my veins right now.
You big Doom Slayer?
Oh, I need it.
Even I played the